Breaking news into SportsCenter. The Nets have suspended Kyrie Irving for no less than 5 games. He's been at the center of a firestorm after posting a link to an anti-Semitic book and movie on social media. The team had been under fire for not taking action sooner, but they explained their process in a statement saying that they had been working with him but were disappointed in his response.
I want to say I saw this coming, but I'd be lying to you. I actually didn't see this coming. Man, welcome back to another episode of the Ruling Class Podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Didi, back up in this bitch with another video. And listen, we got breaking news. Kyrie Irving, NBA All-Star or NBA Superstar for the Brooklyn Nets, has officially been suspended for 5 games, right? Following his quote-unquote anti-Semitic rant. And I say quote-unquote because you have a lot of people out there who believe that it was anti-Semitic, and you have a lot of people out there who believe that what he said was not anti-Semitic. So I'll let y'all debate that in the comments and lose your minds in the comments. However, it was reported not even 20 minutes ago that he will be suspended for 5 games. And if you don't feel like that's a lot of games, let me just remind you that he is a superstar, which means he makes a lot of money, right? And some of these players make hundreds of thousands of dollars a game. And he's going to be missing 5 games. It's not a whole lot, but it's still something, right? It's better than nothing. And I know a lot of you are probably happy, and I know a lot of you are probably angry about that. Again, I'm going to let you argue about that in the comments. But let's go to ESPN for the full story.
Breaking news into SportsCenter. The Nets have suspended Kyrie Irving for no less than 5 games. He's been at the center of a firestorm after posting a link to an anti-Semitic book and movie on social media. The team had been under fire for not taking action sooner, but they explained their process in a statement saying that they had been working with him but were disappointed in his response. Here is part of that statement. It reads, "Over the last several days, we have made repeated attempts to work with Kyrie Irving to help him understand the harm and danger of his words and actions, which began with him publicizing a film containing deeply disturbing anti-Semitic hate. We believe that taking the path of education in this challenging situation would be the right one and thought that we had made progress with our joint commitment to eradicating hate and intolerance. We were dismayed today when given an opportunity in a media session that Kyrie refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film."
All right, let's now bring in our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. Okay, Woj, I talked to you earlier today. You said we could potentially get to this point, but a lot has changed over the last hour or so. What more can you tell us about the decision to suspend Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, Shay, I think the Nets felt they had no alternative left after spending a week trying to work with Kyrie Irving, educate him on the impact that his promotion of that essentially hateful anti-Semitic documentary shared on his platform had on the world. And so I think for the Nets, the NBA, they were in a position where this had become an untenable situation with Kyrie Irving. And I think the Nets realized after 2 attempts in public with the media, the fact that Kyrie Irving would not denounce what was in that movie, would not apologize for, I think, his role in promoting and certainly really hurting people in the community. This is a situation, I think, for Brooklyn now, where a 5-game suspension without pay minimally, and as they say, Kyrie Irving is going to have to remedy this situation. And I think right now, his future in Brooklyn, I think it's fair to say, is unclear because he has shown so far a resolve, a resistance to not apologize and to not denounce what is in that movie. And so I think for Brooklyn, they were in a position now, I think, where they had to suspend Kyrie Irving. The environment around the team, I think it was unsustainable. And there certainly had been the impact not just on the the team and the basketball, I think the smallest part of it, but the organization, the community in Brooklyn, in New York, and I think for the NBA, this was a story and a situation that was not going to go away. And Brooklyn, again, I think Joe Tsai, their owner, thought that he could educate Kyrie Irving on the impact that this entire saga had on people, and just ultimately felt like they did not reach him. And now, finally, after a week, there's a punishment. 5 games without pay, minimally, for Kyrie Irving.
I think the team had to do this. They felt pressure from the league, but I didn't see this coming because, to be honest with you, it was just announced, I believe, earlier today or yesterday that Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets were both going to pay $500,000 each. So I believe the Anti-Defamation League, which I don't know where that came from, but I guess it's a league that is solely designed to protect marginalized groups, or maybe protect just Jewish people. I'm not sure. But they kind of put those things in place, and they were going to pay that money. Well, it turns out now he's going to have to miss games and miss money for the film that he shared. It's always interesting to me, though, where they want you to apologize, and an apology is supposed to make things better. When we're adults here, we're not children. We do understand that a lot of times when people come out and apologize, it's not authentic. If you don't have any respect for Kyrie Irving for what he said, at least have respect for Kyrie Irving for standing firm on what it is that he did, right? Now, I'm not saying necessarily stand firm in ignorance if you feel like what he shared and what he did was ignorant and not wanting to learn from it. But what I mean is, I would have respect for a KKK member who tells me he don't like me just because of my skin color. He feels like I'm an inferior race to his race, and he tells me that to my face, and he's standing firm on it. I think that's ignorant, and I wouldn't agree with him, but I respect him for being honest with me. But these people in the media, they don't want you to do that. They want you to lie and just apologize to save face, right? And for face value. And I don't respect that. And I do respect Kyrie for standing firm on what it is that he believes on, which we're not even clear on what that is, right? We just know he shared the film. He said he don't necessarily agree with a lot of stuff that's in the film. But look, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, man. You talk about conspiracy theories. The amount of promotion that this film has gotten in the last week. You talk about something that you don't want the masses to see. You talk about something that you think is hateful and you don't agree with the rhetoric. But when you put this story on major platforms and you talk about it every day, they've literally shared it like 10, 15 times a day. You're promoting this film and you're encouraging people to go and watch it, whether they agree with it or not. They're wanting to go and see what it is, so you're making these people money, whoever made the film. You talk about conspiracy theories, those out there who feel like all of this is being orchestrated for an ulterior motive or some sinister plan. I don't know, man. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me from that perspective either. But so be it. There you have it. This is not a long video at all. He has been suspended now. And let's see what happens from here. Hop in the comments and y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Until next time. Peace.
Oh, yeah. Diddy got a podcast.